5, 4, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Coffee Break, and welcome back to game number 3 of SKMC, who is our blue Protoss, spawning on the top right side here on Daybreak. And his opponent is going to be none other than STBomber, who is spawning on the lower left-hand side of Daybreak at about that little 7 o'clock position. But, you know, it's kind of like that awkward point between 7 and 8. It doesn't quite, you know, fit anywhere. Well, I don't know. I guess that is 7 o'clock. Ignore my ramblings there. MC currently up 2-0 in this series of something. Could be a best of 5, could be a best of 7. I'm not going to tell you guys. I do know how many games are in this series now, though. But I'm going to just kind of let you guys continue to watch for a little while longer. Because why not? Woo! MC up 2-0 in the series once again. In the first game, used a little bit of Dark Templar harass with a Warp Prism to secure a heavy economic lead, and then pretty much just roll over what was left of Bomber's army with an Archon and a nice blink up into the main. Game number 2, once again featuring MC's Warp Prism play, was able to get some Zealots and sentries in the middle of the map to catch Marines off guard, slaughtered a good half of the Marines, and then once again with the Warp Prism dropped up onto the high ground in Bomber's base, force fielded off the main ramp, and was able to go ahead and take that game after killing so many SCVs and so many Marines once again. Even though he kind of misplaced his second force drill on the ramp, allowing the forces of Bomber to get up. Didn't matter at that point. I mean, Bomber had lost so much. The rest of MC's forces were in the base. He had the Warp Prism warping in, a pylon on the low ground warping in. He was pretty much set. Once again, disclaimer, haven't been paying attention to StarCraft for the past month. I apologize if my metagame sense is so far off that it boggles your mind. I'm doing my best, and will continue to do my best to try to kind of get back into the loop. Haven't been paying attention, and I'm really hoping that the MLG Spring Championship will help spur my mind a little. Well, I like to call it the quote-unquote Spring Championship. If you could see me, I'm doing the quotes right now, because, I mean, come on. It's June. I mean, astronomically, yes, it's spring. Meteorologically, it's been summer for like a month now. I mean, this has actually been a really early summer. Looks like both players are going to be opening up fairly much the same as they have been. We have the 1-Rax expansion coming out of Patel's. Bomber feels pretty comfortable doing that. And I don't really feel like it's his early game that's been getting him in any sort of trouble. It's more his mid-game, and I just got a little lag spike there. That was kind of weird. It hasn't been his early game that's been giving him his trouble. It's been his mid-game transition. I believe, I really want to call it the 4-Rax that he's been doing. It just has not been working out. He's been trying to do this 4-Rax Marine pressure in both games. He's just gotten slaughtered by this early gateway composition, the sentries. The sentries and the Zealot coming out of MC. And in that route, I wouldn't expect MC to vary his gameplay at all. Looks like he's getting ready to go ahead and set up that expansion there. I would not expect him to vary his gameplay at all, as it has been working just fine for him. And there goes the Nexus down at the natural expansion over in that 2 o'clock position. Marines taking place at the watchtower in the middle of the map, left side of the middle of the map. 2 additional barracks just about to finish up for a total of 3. Looks like he is going to be pumping out Marines once again, as we don't really have any add-ons. Just 1 refiner right now. Probably to go ahead and get that tech lab. So probably going to be seeing Marines, but I don't think we're going to be seeing that ultra aggression that we've been seeing him do. Trying to do that 4-Rax Marine push, heavy Marine push, which does a great job of punishing fast teching Protoss players. Fast teching / fast expanding with fast teching, I should say. I don't know, that's kind of coming out funny. But it does not do a very good job when the Protoss player goes ahead and, you know, throws down an extra 2 gateways, which is what which is what MC has been doing in his games. There we go. Once again, we do see quite a few Marines out onto the map. Triple producing those right now. Tech Lab finished up, is making Stimpack, which is going to be coming quite a bit earlier than it did in Game 1. Actually, Stimpack finishing at the 11-minute mark in game 1 because Bomber was just trying so hard to get those 4 racks pumping out Marines, and it just wasn't quite working for him. Actually unloading that bunker now as well. Going to have an extra bunker back home, however, to help with defense. Now the question is MC going to be doing some sort of heavy gateway aggression? Well, it doesn't look like it. Bomber really has a little bit more time. Doesn't really immediately need these 2 bunkers because we see that this robotics facility is on the field. However, Bomber does not see that. Bomber actually hasn't even scouted the expansion. He hasn't scouted anything about his opponent. Could probably use to at least try to get an SCV up there just to see if there has been an expansion or not. I mean, just even that little bit of information can give you a little bit of reassurance. Looks like we're going to be seeing a Stalker sentry push coming out of MC here. Both bunkers now loaded up. And quite a few Marines here. I cannot see this doing all that much damage. Marines even actually getting up there. SCVs being pulled off the line to try to not repair the bunker, but just add a little bit of extra firepower. This is actually doing quite a bit of damage. I'm surprised MC is being so successful with this. And, oh, there we go. A couple of very nice force shields going down. Going to load out that bunker to save a few Marines, but I don't know if that's going to be too big of a deal for MC as Stalkers, their shields finally are getting penetrated there. Few Stalkers go down, a few sentries go down, and that wasn't a huge army to begin with, so just losing a few units can be quite a big deal, but it doesn't look like he's done quite yet. Going to be trying to do a little bit of damage to that bunker there. Does have a couple of zealots on the field to tank the damage, but it looks like he does not want to continue push. Instead, he's going to be establishing a 3rd base. That is going to put him at a quite nice lead there. We do see 45-38 harvesters right now with the 3 mules as well. So the harvest count slightly in favor of MC, but with those mules, not going to be too big of a deal. I mean, that's kind of almost expected, I guess you could say, at this point. A 3rd base being built as well by Bomber. However, he's going to be a little bit behind his opponents, not only in timing, about 20-25 seconds behind in timing, but also it's being built up in the in the main base, so it's going to take quite a while for that to go ahead and float over to the 3rd base. So a little bit of an economy lead is going to go to MC in this game, I would say, but that's not necessarily, you know, the end all be all. I mean, it's just the slightest lead. If you can see my fingers, they're like a centimeter apart. That's right, folks. I'm in America and using centimeters because I think the metric system's better. Bam! Public statement. Couple of medevacs are being pumped out now. Looks like we might be seeing a little bit of drop play, perhaps. However, this observer is sitting over the army of Bomber, so he's going to be able to at least scout these medevacs. A couple of Marines, 1 Marine and a Marauder stemming up to the watchtower. And this Marauder, oh, is it going to find the pylon? It's going to be kind of close. No, it doesn't find the pylon. It's going to be kind of wrapping around into the 3rd base area. Not going to be able to see too much. This factory, which is obviously the most efficient way to scout his opponent, going to be rolling over this 3rd base here. So he's going to know what's up now. He's going to know MC went for this quick 3rd base. The question is he going to punish it, and how will he punish it? Is he going to try to do a big push into here, or is he going to try to split his army in half, do kind of a double medevac drop and a small push up the front? There's kind of a lot of options right now for our Terran player. Bomber here can do a few different things. Finally does find that pylon. Going to be able to take that out. Twilight Council now on the field. I don't know if Blink got resourced. I haven't been looking at the production tab too much, to be quite honest. And Blink is indeed finished. Now going to go ahead, get charged, stick with this heavy gateway play, which is actually super good versus medevac. As you can just, if you keep the warp gates fairly idle, you can, whoa, 4 medevac drop. You can just kind of warp in under those drops, and if you have a high Templar too as well to feed back the medevacs, that helps so much. Is MC's army going to be in position? No, it's not. Actually, it's going to be moving out right now. 4 medevacs dropping up into the main base. This is going to do quite a bit of damage as MC is not up in his main to defend against this. And even the Sim City of his base, not too good. That main nexus is going to go down, put this back to a 2-base versus 2-base game. Oh, and the Templar Archive is forced to cancel. Not a single unit died there for Bomber. Oh, whoa, 33 health left on one of those medevacs, but all 4 medevacs with every single last unit do manage to get out of there. I honestly don't think a single Marine died in that battle, which is just a tremendous hit for Bomber. He did a great job in that battle, and especially forcing to cancel on that Templar Archive, that tier 3 tech, going to be just a little bit later. Didn't get really all that many workers. That's not a huge key here, however. not a huge key at all, especially with that Ghost Academy just now finishing up. A couple of more medevacs coming on the way. Heavy bio coming out of Startail's Bomber here. And, I mean, he has a pretty scary-looking army sitting in the center of the map. MC definitely a little bit behind now. Reestablishing the Nexus in his main base. Has plenty of minerals left to mine in there. Oh, pardon me. Darn yawns, I'm not that tired. I got some good sleep last night. Got some good sleep indeed. Psionic Storm on the way. Really needs that to be able to deal with this army. He needs that AoE of some sort, whether it be the Colossus or the Storm. Even an Archon or two might not be the worst thing ever. Does have one High Templar coming onto the field now. Ground weapons level 1 and armor level 1 on the way as well. Does not have its 1/1 upgrades yet as opposed to his opponent. Those are just finishing up, however. Bomber's just a little bit ahead on the upgrades, but not too terribly far. I don't think that's going to make a huge difference in these upcoming engagements. Has a huge force of charge lots. A couple of sentries in there. Needs to make sure to split this army up a little bit, because just 1 or 2 EMPs in that army going to just devastate it. A little bit of a stim up, just see what's going on up front. Couple of High Templars might get picked off here. It's going to be kind of a close call. Moving the army up to go ahead and stop those High Templars from being picked off. Psionic Storm is finished. It is ready to be dropped down. Going to need to get those clutch storms. And just forces the army to move back a little bit. Kind of a close call there for Bomber. Will the EMPs get off? Where are the EMPs? No EMPs as of yet. Just forcing the army further and further back. Using Snipe, actually taking out one of the High Templars, I believe. Over in the unit station, we do see 4 High Templar on the field. One more Storm does go down. Just forcing the army back a little bit. Finally, charge lots going up. They've had enough. A couple of EMPs have gone down to stop the sentries from having their full force field and capabilities. But some great force fields do go down. A nice Storm doing some good damage there to that army. About a third of the army dies from that Storm. A beautiful Storm now being dropped on the top side of those force fields. The force fields have now dissipated, however, and there is just a little bit left for both armies. But I think MC does have a slight advantage here. Has quite a few Stalkers on the field. Could even blink forward maybe and take out some of those medevacs, which are not retreating right now. No blinking backwards, keeping those Stalkers alive, and is able to clean up that army at a third. Kind of an army trade for both players there. However, Bomber comes out ahead on the supply count, 139 to 104. The force fields very clutch in there. Only had enough energy for just those 4 force fields and that 1 or 2 Guardian shields that got popped. Factory finally dies. That's like the goal of every Protoss player, is to kill that stupid factory. It has so much health. It's so annoying. Well, is able to pick that off. Needs to be careful with those Stalkers, as the army for Bomber already remacroed, sitting in the middle of the map here, down on the bottom side near the 6 o'clock position. 6 ghosts in that army. That's a lot of EMPing capabilities, a lot of snipe capabilities against those High Templar as well. Just 2 snipes. 2 snipes is all it takes at 25 plus 25 versus Psionic. Not too bad for taking out the High Templar. Few more gateways on the way, and by a few I mean 7 more gateways on the way. Few extra minerals on the field for MC, but he was getting close to maxing out earlier. Looks like we have a little bit of skirmish on the south side of the map near that bottom right corner. However, Stalkers not taking damage, not really doing any damage, and just falling back. Marines, might get taken out. 4 Marines there. MC being super careful, needs to blink backwards with those. That he does do. 1 Storm does go down, catching a few of those units, not killing any, but catching a few. Another Storm, once again, 1 snipe did go down, but was not enough to kill the High Templar. Snipes going down on quite a few of the High Templar, but not able to get those killing blows that he really wants. Goes running up into those Stalker line. Needs to be careful of those Stalkers. Needs all the firepower he can possibly get. Throwing a Storm down just to try and stop the Ghost from coming in. And he does manage to pick off 3 Ghosts for the cost of 1 High Templar. That's a pretty good trade right there. It's going to be kind of a close battle. 181 to 167 supply. A lot of Marines going down very quickly with that first initial Storm. No force fields in the army, however. High Templar having troubles keeping up with the army. However, no energy left for Storm. No Kaidaran Amulet here, folks. But the charge lot doing so much damage. All the Marines have now fallen. Now we have an Archon morphing in the middle of that battle. Will it be enough? It's going to be kind of a close call. The medevacs very low on health, running low on energy as well. But both armies going to have to be forced to fall back. But MC, with the capability to warp in reinforcements, going to be able to get a nice extra round there. Going to pick off 2 medevacs left with a combined total of 25 health. Those will go down very quickly once the fire starts going on in. Charizard's running up the ramp, trying to catch those Marauders. Does manage to get 1 more medevac. Might get another Marauder. That's a huge army for Bomber, though. But there are 3 Archons left right there. 1 Storm doing so much damage. Oh my gosh. catching that entire army. I forgot how tough it was to do this. And my goodness, 3 more storms in total in this engagement here, just massacring the army of Bomber, who's also having troubles establishing a third base now, as some Zealots and High Templar were warped in over there via a warp prism. That's going to be quite a nasty economic hit for Bomber, trying to establish a fourth base now as well, which is now actually going to be the third in the middle of the map. However, even that was under assault for a little bit there. Might want to try to find this warp prism and take it out. Does have the High Templar and a couple of Zealots over here. Oh, a few SCVs. SCVs might go down here. One storm could massacre that, and no, storm is going down. Looks like we might have a dual prong attack. A lot of Zealots being warped in over at this third base. In the meantime, we have the main army coming down this middle ramp, going towards that fourth base. Zealots being able to take out that ground army that was over there to reinforce the third base. However, the entire army for Bomber is over there now, but that's going to force him to sacrifice this third base, catching a lot of these SCVs off guard. My gosh, killing a lot of SCVs there. Taking out this fourth command center, maybe. There it goes. These 2 medevacs going down as well. A lot of units dying in those. And now the rest of this army looks like it's probably going to be cleaned up by MC. He does have these 2 Archons in here. 1 High Templar, though, not enough energy to go ahead and warp in. Warp Prism, to storm. Warp Prism still on the field. And that could come into play quite a bit here. Fourth base being established by MC in the bottom right corner, not going for that middle base, which can be a little bit more difficult to hold. And I just noticed this is not the ladder edition. This is some other edition, probably GSL, because we do have the rich Vespian Geyser on the field. Warp Prism warping in a few charge lots up on the top left side of the field. 5 charge lots in total now. The army for MC just kind of patrolling around, making sure that there is no crazy random ninja expansion going down anywhere. Still pretty big bio army on the field for Bomber, but is big compared to MC, not all that much. 124 to 167 supply right now. I can't imagine this game going very well for Bomber at this point, as he just doesn't really have all that much to take care of all of these charge lots. There we go, another engagement. Beautiful storm going down top of that army, but really in the end just managed to kill his shields. But oh my gosh, catching Bomber up on the ramp there, doing a lot of damage to what was left of the biological force. And now the charge lots just getting up on top of that army, surrounding it a little bit. The Archons are running up, just pretty much almost one-shotting those Marines there, as they do have the 3-3 upgrades. Another force coming up into the third base of Bomber as well. 135 to 77 supply in favor of MC, even as a few charge lots up on the top left side. Bomber desperately trying to hold on here. However, I don't think it's going to work all that well. Has a mass repair on that orbital command. Not really what you want to spend your time doing. Even as a Zealot still picking away at a couple of those SCVs, does manage to finally take care of that. 3 more Archons being warped in. Once again, what does Bomber have to kill this army, especially these Archons? Not all that much. You need quite a few ghosts to be able to EMP. Only has 3 ghosts on the field right now. That's not going to be enough. 1 High Templar, not enough energy to storm there. Are there any more on the field? There are 13 High Templar. Where am I missing all these High Templar? Oh, well, no, that's not there. 15 High Templar. I do not see these High Templar. I'm finding those after this game. There's 6 here. Another engagement over at the third base. I imagine this has got to be almost kind of this death push. Those High Templars did get hit by EMPs. Nothing left on those. But there's the GG, which we did kind of see coming, to be quite honest. I kind of saw it coming at that point. Now, where are all these stupid High Templar? Okay, we have 6 High Templar here. There's a total of 14 on the field. Am I just missing something somewhere? Here, okay, here's an additional 4. That brings us up to 10. There's still 4 more hiding, I assume, to counter drops somewhere. Main base, no. There's 2. Come on. It's like a game of Where's Waldo. It's like a game of Where's freaking Waldo. Oh, there they are. 14 High Templar left on the field at the end of the game, just storing up some energy. Those could turn into Archons at any point in time as well. Feedback medevacs. MC was in a very, very good position there. And that's the last game of the series. So MC does defeat Star Tales Bomber 3-0 in the best of 5 series. And pretty convincingly, all things told. He did have some help from a few clutch storms in that last game there. Did have a few, some help from those clutch storms. However, Bomber just wasn't quite able to find a solution to that mass gateway play, I suppose, out of MC. Did put up a decent showing in the third game. First two games, kind of got rolled over. But that just shows MC is an awesome player. Bomber still has a little ways to go. Thank you for joining me back here on the CoffeeCast. It's great to be back. It has been quite a while, about a month, if not a little bit more. And with that, I can actually feel my voice already going because I have not trained my voice for quite a while. I have not been practicing. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you for watching. Stick around, folks. Keep an eye out because I'm hoping to get a few more up, even though I am working. Don't have quite as much time as I used to. Spring Championship this weekend. Looking forward to that. And until next time, folks, this is Coffee Break, signing out.